Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about multiplying fractions. So just to review, we're going to go over what we talked about last time. So if we have a whole pizza and there's 8 slices, we have 8 over 8, which is one whole. And then we give 3 of those slices to our friend, who give away 3/8. How much of the pizza do we have left? Yeah.
5/8.
Yes. And how did you get to that answer?
Well, because the whole pizza had 8 pieces, and then if we gave 3 of them away, that would leave, I went like 8 minus 3 leaves us 5.
Yeah, perfect. So multiplying fractions is actually going to be easier than what we did in addition and subtraction, because there's basically only one thing you need to remember, and that is that you multiply straight across. So you don't have to flip anything, you don't have to go in any weird directions, you just multiply straight across. So in this case, we would do the numerators, 1 times 2, that equals 2. And then we would do 3 times 4 in the denominators, and that equals 12. So we would end up with 2 over 12. And going off of what we learned about fractions previously, is there anything that we can do to this fraction, do you think?
Reduce it
Yeah. And how would you reduce this fraction?
by 2.
By 2s? Yeah. So you would divide by 2 on the top, which would give us 1. Divide by 2 on the bottom would give us 6. So we would end up with 1 over 6 as our final answer. And to kind of remember this rule for multiplying, you can think in your head, multiply, go straight on by. Because for other things that we learn, like division, we're not going to do that. We're going to have to change some things. So it might help if you can just think about this in your head. When you see any multiplication of fractions, multiply, go straight on by. So we're going to move on to something a little bit harder. It only looks harder because we're using bigger numbers, but in reality it's the exact same process. So if you look on page 126 of your textbook, you will see this example problem. So we can just go through it up here. So bigger numbers, same thing. 14 times 5, that's going to give us 70. 15 times 6 is going to give us 90. Now can we reduce this one any further?
By 10s.
By 10s? Yeah, exactly. So if we divide each of these by 10, what does that give us on the top?
7.
7. And on the bottom?
9.
9. Perfect. Okay. Does everyone feel good about this so far? The going straight across, the reducing the fractions. Any questions? Yeah.
So you don't ever have to reduce, no matter if the number's big or little, you just multiply straight across?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yep. No matter the numbers, you can just go straight across and get these.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're all good on that, I'm gonna have you try a practice problem. So I'll have you work in groups of 3. So we can do U3 and U3. And you're going to try this one. So 9 over 15 times 3 over 4. So do the same exact process, work in groups, try and figure it out. And remember that you can try to reduce at the end if you have a fraction that can be simplified.
Is that what you guys got?
So it sounds like both groups got 9 over 20. So what did you do first? You multiplied across, got 27 over 60, and then reduced it by, what did you reduce by?
We divided by 3.
Divided by 3. Awesome.
9.
Perfect. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about this? Okay. So just to recap, anytime you have multiplication, multiply, go right on by, just multiply straight across, get your answer, and then reduce it. So we're going to do a little check for understanding. Give me a thumbs up if you completely understand, no problem. Sideways if you're still a little bit iffy, and down if you are completely struggling. Thumbs up. Awesome.